National Park Nighthawk Baseball is on the Nighthawk Network, your official home for Nighthawk athletics this season. Our featured baseball player this week, Mr. D'Angelo Hinojosa. D-Lo, as you're affectionately known as in these parts. Welcome back to National Park College. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is D'Angelo Hinojosa. I'm from Magnolia, Texas. It's a little bit 30 minutes maybe from Houston, Texas. I'm a sophomore this year. I play infield, I pitch a little bit, and, I really enjoy playing baseball here for us at National Park. It's a great place to call home.
You do a little bit of everything here for National Park College. And, my understanding that coming into the college ranks that you were somebody that could very well play just about any position on the field. Is that right?
Yes,
and what was it that, not every baseball player can do that. So what was it that really kind of spurned that for you to make sure that you were as versatile as possible to help your team as much as possible?
Well, I came in as a shortstop, and, throughout the years I could play second and third. Played a little bit of outfield here and there wherever, my high school needed me. And, I came down for pro day, and I threw really hard across the infield. And Rich talked to me about, maybe throwing a little bit for the squad. And I was able to throw a little bit last year, a little bit this year. So it's something I enjoy. Pitching is something I enjoy. But being versatile, I feel like, just helps the team a lot more. Being able to, if some guy's slumping or whatever, being able to go over there, and help out the team.
And you've kind of alluded to it already, but what's your Nighthawk story? How'd you get here? How'd you pick Hot Springs, Arkansas to be your next baseball home?
Well, actually in high school, as a sophomore, I was committed to Long Beach State. It's a Division I in California. I ended up decommitting, and then I ended up going to Prairie View A&M, which is another Division I. And then COVID happened, and one of my buddies here, his name is Cole. He has a few records he holds too. He's a pretty good ball player. But he told me, hey, you should come check out this JUCO. Because back whenever I was in my freshman year, it was COVID, and then they didn't have the transfer portal, so you couldn't go D1 to D1, so you had to go to a JUCO. So I was like, man, I'm going to check it out. And then I heard Rich Thompson, played in the big league and stuff, and I was like, I need somebody like that in my life to help me, get to where, I'd like to do some of the things he's done. And, that's what got me here is my buddy Cole and Jared Harris.
You've really stepped up this season for this team. It's been kind of a season of peaks and valleys, but one thing that stayed consistent is really what you've been able to do in the field, playing multiple positions in the infield. You've pitched a lot this season as well. And basically just whenever your number is called, you're willing to step up and do whatever Coach Thompson needs you to do to get wins for this ball club. You lead the team in batting average. You're batting .360 as of this interview, and just a very consistent presence on this baseball diamond week in, week out. What has that been like for you this season, the growth that we've seen and the leadership that's come along with it?
I'd say it started from day one. I knew that I was an older guy, and we needed some leadership on the team. And I couldn't just say it's just me. A couple other guys have stepped up with me, and we just said, we got a young crew this year, and, we got to lead these guys the right way, show them what to do, and I feel like, we've had a pretty shaky, go through the season till right now. But, I definitely think we got it in us to play at a high level and, finish the season strong, hopefully make a regional.
So, D'Angelo, you mentioned crunch time for this season. The regular season's drawing to a close. You guys have some hefty goals. You want to make it into the postseason. You've got some big series coming up. Starting this weekend, you head on the road to Enid, Oklahoma to take on the Jets. What is the mindset of this team going in? You're scoring a lot of runs right now. You're pitching really well right now. What are the goals going into this weekend series to make sure that you guys come back, take care of business, get those wins, and stay on the pace that you want to enter the postseason?
Just win, just win. We just got to win, find a way to win. It doesn't matter how good we hit if the pitching's not there. It doesn't matter how good we're pitching if the hitting's not there. We got to pull it all together, or, the season's not going to go the way we want it to go. And, I think we can do it. Like I said, I really think we can do it because we've beaten some pretty good teams this year that are ranked pretty high, and then, we've lost to teams that are ranked really low. It's just a matter of pulling everything together, and, we need the energy up, and I think it's something that we can pull off this weekend if we just put our heads together and, go hard all weekend.
That's the thing about baseball. It's a mental game. It's a game full of streaks, getting hot when you need it the most. It's also a game of superstition a little bit as well. And, one of the cool interactions that I've had with you this year that I think is kind of special to share is that I feel like music really drives performance on the field as well. You see all the time in sports with, guys listening to music or headphones during warmups, but, specifically with you, you'll come to us up in the booth at Majestic Park and be like, I need to change my walk-up song. Is that okay? And we're like, of course it's okay. But the funny thing about it is every time it seems like you change your walk-up song right before a game, you have a big game coming out of that. How important is music to your game?
I'd say music's pretty important, going up to the plate, just whatever you're vibing with that day is what works. And, my dad always told me growing up, like, baseball's like fishing, whether it's your walk-up song or, your little superstition, it's just like fishing. Just because you catch fish on, a lure that day doesn't mean it's going to work the next day. You got to keep changing that lure and, so I take that into baseball with me, and that's something I carry. So, I'd say it definitely it depends what I'm feeling that day, If I'm feeling something, more groovy, I'll go with that. But, I'm Hispanic, so I like Hispanic-based music, and that gets me going. That really gets me going.
What were you feeling earlier this week on the road in Arkadelphia? You decided to make some Nighthawk history, the single game record for most hits in a game for any Nighthawk. We have had tons of really good hitters for this ball team, and you've done something. You've cemented yourself in the record books with 5 hits in a game. What was that like for you?
To be honest with you, I just went to what's crazy about it, though, is we hit pregame BP, and I was hitting okay BP, but usually my BP dictates how I'm going to do in the game. And there's been twice this year. It was at Henderson this past week, and then a couple months ago, where I hit really bad BP, and I was like, man, today's going to be rough. I got to try to work the count, get on base, walk, help the team as much as I can. And, those 2 times where I hit really bad BP ended up being my best games. So I went in and I was seeing the ball well. I got a lot of off speed. I guess I saw, my batting average a little bit high and saw a lot of off speed. And, as I got deeper into counts, I was sitting on it and I was able to hit a couple doubles. And I actually didn't even know, I broke the school record or anything. I saw it the next day on Instagram, and I was on Instagram scrolling, and I saw it. I was like, dude, that dude looks familiar. And I was like, it's me. And then I just saw it, and it was just a crazy moment. I called my mom and my dad, and I told them about it. I was like, I did something kind of cool, and shared it with them. But, it definitely feels good. But it's a lot bigger than that, man. I wish we could get a lot more wins. So, it's just something, to put, down and remember. But, that's not my big worry right now. My big worry is getting this ball club to Enid.
Well, if we've learned anything from this season, it's that hard work pays off. You guys are putting in the work, the effort, the time. We got some big games coming up this week. Good luck throughout the rest of the stretch. Congratulations on the honor this week and the record as well. Is there anybody that you'd like to say hello to who may be watching?
Yes, I'd like to make a shout out to my mom and my dad, and thank them for everything that they've done for me. My dad was hard on me and just didn't understand it at the time, but now I really appreciate it. And it's helped me, get to where I am in life. And, love you, Mom and Dad. So, yeah.
D'Angelo Hinojosa of Nighthawk Baseball. You can follow the team online, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. For D'Lo, I'm Mark Oliver. This is National Park Nighthawk Baseball on the Nighthawk Network.